Welcome back to the Entity Training Program. Today, you will be showed more entity classifications in terms of taxonomy. Last time we did this, we left off on the wraith. Let's now continue with the Epitonidae. Our next member is known as the crawler. Crawlers bear a striking resemblance to their relatives: black body, long sharp limbs, and a stocky body relative to size. Coming in at 10 to 12 feet tall, 1 to 3 feet long, and weighing in at 500 to 800 pounds, these fellas are quite small. Since I am only allowed to discuss certain species on a certain list, we have temporarily reached the limit of the Epitonidae. However, there are some other species that I can show you, so don't worry. Let's move on to our first family that I previously mentioned, the Crocodilidae. Our first member that's on the list is known as the Crocosuchus. Crocosuchus do possess sexual dimorphism between both genders, indicated by the size difference and color. Being around 8 to 10 feet tall, 32 to 36 feet long, and weighing at 8 to 11 tons, they were one of the largest semi-aquatic predators. Our next species is called the Cynosuchus. Cynosuchus is stated to be around 8 to 9 feet tall, 31 to 35 feet long, and over 8 to 11 tons. Cynosuchus also could have had sexual dimorphism, but due to our artist's paleo-accurate rendition of a fully grown Cynosuchus, this remains a mystery. Alongside Crocosuchus, Deinosuchus, and Purosaurus, they were one of the largest crocodilians ever known. With all of that said, let's move on to our next creature. Like the Epitonidae, we have covered every species on the list. Let's move on to single species that belong to different families. Our next species is known as the Roid python. Though python is in this snake's name, this snake is more related to boa constrictors. Being approximately 1 to 3 feet tall, 23 to 47 feet long, and weighing over 1,500 to 1,950 pounds. Going back to the taxonomic misnaming of this species, the reason was because the people that found the holotype thought it was a python. Let's move on to our next species. Our next species goes by the name of the tan-toed dragon. Coming at 7 to 7.5 feet tall, 21 to 25 feet long, and over 1 to 3 tons. According to taxonomic studies on certain specimens, this species is most related to monitor lizards. Let's move on to our next species. Next up on the list is the Virex. Being over 6.5 to 9 feet tall, 15 to 18 feet long, and over 1,200 to 1,850 pounds, this mustelid was the largest family member. Let's move on to our next species. Our last species is called the Roid bat. Roid bats are massive, being over 6 to 8 feet tall, 16 to 18 feet long, 5 to 8 tons, paired with a wingspan of 21 feet wide. Out of all the kinds of bats, Roid bats are closely related to vampire bats due to the similarities both show. Also, Roid bats seem to have sexual dimorphism because their color palette and size. With all of that said, we temporarily reached the end of the species list. Thank you for watching this informative tape. The next tape will be your introduction to transporting assets and materials. See you next time.